You know, language is what makes us human. It's how we connect, share ideas, and build worlds. But in our digital age, what happens when technology only listens to a fraction of us? Well, that's about to change. Today, we're going to explore Omnilingual ASR, a totally groundbreaking AI that understands over 1,600 languages. Let's dive in.
Think about this for a second. Our planet is home to this incredible tapestry of languages. Right now, linguists estimate there are over 7,000 distinct languages spoken across the globe. That's over 7,000 unique ways of seeing the world.
And that brings us to the big question, right? Out of those 7,000 voices, how many do you think our modern tech can actually understand? You know, the voice assistants on our phones, the transcription services we use. The answer? Well, it's kind of shocking.
Yeah. The reality is, most of them are simply left behind. The vast majority of speech recognition systems only focus on a handful of what we call high-resource languages, the ones with tons of data online. And this creates a huge gap, this silent digital divide for thousands of communities.
So let's just dig into that for a moment. What does this digital divide actually mean? Because this isn't just some abstract tech problem. No. This has profound, real-world consequences for millions and millions of people.
I mean, the stakes here are incredibly high. For communities with rich oral traditions, their entire history, all their stories, their knowledge, is basically locked away in old audio files impossible to search or share. People get excluded from simple, everyday tools like using their voice to send a text. And what's really scary is that it can actually cause languages to fade away as younger generations start using the dominant languages their phones understand, leaving their own heritage behind. But what if you could build a system from the ground up to fix this, to tackle this exact challenge head-on? Well, that's precisely the goal of Meta's Omnilingual ASR. And trust me, it's a massive leap forward in making speech recognition truly universal.
So what is this thing, really? Simply put, Omnilingual ASR is a set of AI models that turn speech into text. But what makes it so different is, first, the scale. We're talking over 1,600 languages. And second, its entire philosophy. It's not designed as some finished, lockdown product, but as a framework that communities can actually build on themselves. And you might be wondering, okay, but how good is it? Well, the performance is, honestly, it's staggering. Take a look at this. We're comparing it to OpenAI's Whisper model, which is really well known. The number you're looking at here is character error rate, so think of it like a golf score for mistakes. Lower is way better. On one benchmark, Whisper gets an error rate of 22.6. Omnilingual ASR, just 5.6. That's not just a little better, that is a monumental leap in accuracy, especially for languages that have been basically ignored by tech until now.
Okay, so the big question is, how on earth did they pull this off? How do you build a single AI model that can act as a kind of universal ear? Well, it really comes down to two foundational pillars, an absolutely unprecedented dataset and a massively powerful AI architecture.
It all starts with the data. It's pretty simple. You can't teach an AI a language if it has nothing to listen to. So the team had to build one of the largest, most diverse speech datasets ever put together, combining public sources with brand new recordings to cover that huge number of less common languages. And here's the really cool part. Their approach wasn't just about quantity, it was about quality, and it was about doing it ethically. They actually partnered with organizations all over the world, paying native speakers to collect authentic, spontaneous speech. This means the data was culturally grounded, not just scraped off the internet.
Then you have the AI itself, a monster of a model with 7 billion parameters. You can think of parameters as all the little individual knobs the AI can tune to learn. With 7 billion of them, it's an incredibly powerful learning machine. Basically, one part of the AI acts like an ear. It listened to 4.3 million hours of raw audio, just learning the universal patterns of human speech. Then, a second part learned how to translate those patterns into actual text.
But this next part, this is what I think is the most revolutionary feature of all. It's not just that it supports more languages, it's how it supports them.
You see, traditional ASR systems are a fixed list. They're a closed box. If your language isn't on it, you're just out of luck. Omnilingual ASR completely flips that script. It's an extensible framework designed to empower communities to add their own languages.
This is all made possible by a concept called zero-shot learning. Now, that might sound super technical, but the idea is actually pretty intuitive. It means the AI can learn a new skill on the fly. Instead of needing thousands of hours of training data, you just showed a few examples for context, and it figures out the pattern.
And in practice, it's almost unbelievably simple. A community can take just a handful of audio clips in their language, pair them with the correct text, and feed those examples to the model. And just like that, the AI has the context it needs to start transcribing a language it has never officially been trained on. This is an incredible tool for agency and inclusion.
So, when you put all of this together, the insane scale, the top-tier performance, and this incredible extensibility, what's the ultimate impact? Well, it's about building a digital world that's more equitable and way more connected. This tech helps preserve priceless cultural heritage by making those oral archives searchable. It enables new accessibility tools for people who rely on voice commands. It can make education more accessible by powering tools in a student's native tongue. And by making the models open source, it empowers communities to build their own solutions on their own terms.
I want to leave you with this quote from the research paper because I think it just perfectly captures the spirit of this whole thing. It says this project reframes ASR coverage not as a static inventory, but as an extensible framework, opening space for community-driven adaptation and agency. That last part is everything. It's a fundamental shift in who holds the power in our digital future.
At the end of the day, this technology is about so much more than just transcription. It's about access, it's about preservation, and it's about connection. And it leaves us with this really powerful question. If any community can add their voice to the global conversation, what new stories, what new knowledge, and what incredible new ideas will we finally be able to hear?